Okay, this is the GHD CTWA21. It is a 26mm classic curl tong. We have the standard cable on the end that we expect to see on a lot of the modern irons. This was an eBay purchase, and I think there is a tip that's missing from there, but it does actually show that there's a screw in there. And again, we've got this metal end ring that they have been using on some of the other models, which just pops off. There we go. That leaves a couple of screws to undo there. Looks like we've got a silicone piece there to come out, which is probably another screw. So let's see if we can get in there. Yeah, there we go. So let's see how these come apart. So we're going to undo this screw here. And we're going to take out these two screws at the cable clamp end. This cover should just lift away then. Actually no, not quite. So the bottom cover comes off. That's the one with a little buzzer in it with contacts. And then if we spin this over, we can pull out the cable and get this ring off. The cable, as it is undamaged, can be reused. So yeah, nothing too interesting there apart from the little sounder unit and the spring contacts either side. You can see the circuit board there. You can see the contacts that the sounder presses against. We've got a socket here which is soldered both sides to metal and then screwed in place. We've got this hideous flexi print technology, again very much like the GHD Eclipse and the Platinums, and that was pretty disastrous. Okay, so it looks like this also comes off of there. There we go. So again, nothing much to discuss there. We have another daughter board there, if we can get that in focus. Look at that, the chip is, well, it's another PIC 32MX130F064D, so yeah, nothing too unusual. Doubt any of this is going to be repairable, but I wanted to do a little tear down. Yeah, flex print. This is all one piece of flex print. Don't know how on earth they've managed to solder a PIC onto there. Sorry, a PIC processor onto that. That really is a nightmare. Now the next thing is, how does all this? Okay. I'll take that screw out of the end and see if that allows anything to happen. Well, that whole end comes off. Got a big silicone washer or seal there. Oh, I see another screw inside there now. Let's get that undone. Just by jiggling that, we've got the screw out, we've got a little piece of plastic there, and we are gently jiggling this out. Oh, okay, and that has now come apart. Okay, so we have, it's like a mylar coated piece of, well, it's mylar, I would think. We have an element. Strangely, there's no thermal paste used on this. We have, let me get this set out. Oh, it's quite brittle. We have another horrible peppy H1 fuse with an even more complicated arrangement for the terminals. This same fuse, well, actually this one is rated at I think 230. The latest GHD golds use a 240 degree fuse, but with a less complicated contact arrangement, so yeah, pretty horrible. So then we go down to the silicon boot that the element is sitting in, and the element looks to me to be the exact same one that is used on the Eclipse and Platinum irons. Right, so back again after that interruption. Should have muted the phone. So what was I saying? Yeah, so we've got a very similar Eclipse sort of Platinum style element system with the silicon rubber, the mylar, the non-repairable flexi print. So yeah, I suspect it was probably worth having a look at these, but certainly not going to be repairable in any way. Now look how horrible that is. That has just turned to, well, nothing really. That is, instead of thermal compound, but it is incredibly fragile, and yeah, just makes this sort of thing absolutely non-repairable. Everything is on flexi print. The cables, as flexi print is very, very easily damaged. The element that you're looking at there is a tri-zone element, which means it's got 3 thermistors and 3 heating zones, and they're all carefully monitored. But when these elements break, and they do, they certainly did on the Eclipse and Platinums, that's due to the fact that there was no thermal paste, or very little, on the other irons. But yeah, so these are not repairable in any way. You can change the mains cable, but yeah, I think this will be going, sadly, straight in the bin. But it was worth spending a few quid on eBay just to get these. Now I don't even know whether I can get those out of there. Certainly can't get it out that way. I wonder if you can feed the whole board through that way. Yeah, you can just. So that's how it all comes apart. But as I say, there is absolutely nothing in here that is repairable. A couple of bits, and this is all metal obviously. So yeah, I'm sure that somebody needing some unscratched or unmarked heated parts like this, yeah, it's not good. You take these apart, you've got no chance of getting anything on here to transfer the heat. It makes contact literally on that plate, but with this mylar tape, whatever it is. So yeah, as soon as you touch that, it just falls apart. You can see how thin that is. But you couldn't really use thermal paste on these fins. I suspect that's the issue there. Yeah, absolutely horrible. Not impressed with any of that from a repairing point of view. That would be very tough. Anyway, so that was a quick look at the tongs, or what do they call them? Let's get the name right. GHD Classic Curl Tong, 26mm. So yeah, that is that. They will go into the spares box and never to be used again, I'm sure. We've got a broken bit of plastic from somewhere as well. Don't know where that's come from, but yeah.